Thank you for coming, Mr. Wams.
UJAMBENG Stephen Andong, na section president for Cameroon People's Democratic Movement. That means CPDM for Momo 4. That means Ngie. Mr. Section President, what do you think about President Biya? We now a president for a party. We want to run again for election. We did 93 years. We don't run for 43 years.
Yes, as people say he is old. Yes, of course, nobody denies that. But that's wisdom. Because Cameroon now needs somebody who can rule Cameroon with wisdom and drill the rising generation on how leadership and patience goes. Paul. You know, Paul is a biblical name and he has a lot of good stories.
He was first of all Saul.
Yeah, it was Saul. And if you look at the letters of Paul while in prison, you will realize that he was a prophet. And anybody bearing that name Paul, there's something significant, something very special in that person. Paul Biya is a father. He's a father who have gone through the test of time. He has fought wars. We know the coup d'etat that almost passed. We know the 1990 challenges and the outbreak of multipartyism. We know a lot of conflicts we have had in Cameroon. And he remained faithful and steadfast, still showing love to the people. And we still need him for another mandate.
What do you think about my minister?
Her Excellency Justice Minister Acha Rosne Famunda Engwari. Those are her names. This is a mother. I must be very honest and frank to say that she has a listening ear. She listens. It's true that she has her own weaknesses. She's a human being. But if we look generally into her action, she is a woman who has concern for people as a minister. She has been to Ngie more than 6 times. That's to tell you that she has a special place in her heart for Ngie people. Were it not for this conflict, I think that woman would have transformed Ngie to an Eldorado. She is not only doing this to Ngie, she's doing it to other subdivisions. So generally, she is peaceful. She is law-abiding. She's a very stern woman. When you talk to her sometimes, she sits, go and sleep over it, and before she takes an action. I can tell you that if she is not going to do anything, she will tell you blatantly clear that this thing, I will not be able to do it. If she thinks that she can do it, she will tell you that we will try and see. That's how Madam Bacha is. Yeah, it is true that lately we've had a lot of trouble in the CPDM ranks, where a lot of people already see that we are not working as a team, we are working in dispersed ranks. Even at that level, she's still very patient with everybody who hurts her feelings. And she still brings us all together as a mother. That is leadership. That is what is expected of a leader. She deserves that position.
What do you think about this man, Mayor, Mr. Mayor? What do you think about it?
The mayor of Ande Council is a charismatic leader, I must also confess. But for the fact that he has his own way of doing things. She doesn't actually take to advice, especially when she has made a decision. The decision may be a wrong decision, and you tell him that, no, please, don't do this. He will not listen. He will pretend as if he is listening, but tomorrow, what he has decided is what is going to happen. These are some of the weaknesses in Obango. But I can tell you that he is devoted and committed in transforming Ngie. Yes, there are some lapses in his administration. It's normal that you can have those lapses in the course of fighting to put peace and make things work. I may use this opportunity to talk to Mayor Obango that to be a good leader, you must listen. Yes, it's true that we Ngie people, we are difficult not to crack, but that is who we are.
Yes. What do you think about Dr. Eba? Dr. Eba, when I'm man for a party too, when I'm president for Nkada, what do you think about it?
Eba Peter is a president of Nkada. Nkada is supposed to be an eye, play the role of an eagle eye in the council and the management of the funds that are sent to ANDEC to develop the Ngie people. But Nkada is not doing this. When the council session is going on, the President General of Ngie Culture and Development Association is supposed to be in the session to listen to the deliberations and the bills and the projects that are available and make sure that they follow up. If a project is going in a village, he is supposed to communicate with the village development president to say, put an eye on this project. Let me know what is happening so that we can fight it together to ensure that those resources are judiciously used for the development of the people. Kada is failing, is not doing the work. We need Kada to sit up. Even though the mandate of Eba Peter has expired with his executive, nobody has asked him to leave the chair. He should sit up and do something.
Because he says, Honorable, UJAMBENG Stephen, you don't be section president for quite some time now. Road no dey fungi. Water no dey for plenty villages. Project they be abandoned. Some kind thing they will cancel to they do. Contractor they do their own. Some kind what thing they don't go on. What if you see this so people they will consider before they want vote for as the election they cancel.
Yes, we are suffering like this because of disunity. We are not working as a team. We are working in dispersed ranks. Attacks here and there. I feel so disturbed deep in my spirit that we are going to be campaigning at a time when the people are suffering.
Honorable UJAMBENG, how you see the current state of infrastructure they fungi as we talk now so?
We have bad roads. Farm to market roads are equally bad. The living conditions of the people in the village is horrible. Yes, we know all this. Our roads were not like this. But because of this disunity, we were unable to concentrate, to fight collectively to have good roads. Now we know it. What then do we do? Let's work together. Let's come back to the people we used to be.
You feel say we all the bad road, all the other things, so people they go see vote for your president, President Biya.
The ruling party is the only party that can help us overcome all these challenges.
Wait till you go tell the people them. Say for 43 years, your president Biya waiting 93 years. Don't be for power for 43 years, never do am. Say now where win the election we go do. Wait till you go tell the people them as you go for campaign so.
During registration, I was begging and talking to the Ngie people that the government does not carry out census nowadays. Most often what they do, they look at the registration in the electoral register to know that this subdivision is more populated than this or that. And that is how government projects are redistributed. They are redistributed according to the population rate. And Ngie, as of now, we are just 6,000 something to these elections. Can you imagine? Ngie, that used to be 17,000 plus. I'm talking of the 1992. What has become of Ngie today? Widikum that could not even measure up. It's already 14,000 today. A landslide number of that on Ngie. Not to talk of Bengui, Batibo. And now for Jikwa, yes, we are ahead of Jikwa. But the way the Jikwa people are coming up, I'm sure that if we are not careful, Ngie will be the last. After the presidential election, there's going to be council and parliamentary elections. Let us be able to raise the number of registrations so that we can be able to measure up with the other subdivision. There's a Momo West constituency has been, we are looking up to that. They may upgrade it to a division. Yes, because a lot of things are going to come after this presidential election. If they choose to carve Momo West as a division, then it will be in Nginjikwa and Widikum to have a division. Where do we think the divisional headquarters will be? Ngie is in the center, but with a lesser population, I am not sure that will be able to host the divisional headquarters. Let us talk to our brothers and sisters who are in the bushes, fighting, killing one another, retarding the development that was supposed to come to our place. That it is time for us to give peace a chance so that Ngie can do better in these elections, and we use that as a weapon to fight to get all the good things that we need in Ngie. Our brothers who are in post of responsibility, who the Ngie people are looking up to for a better living, to sit up. We seek leadership to manage people with fairness, love, and progress, and not to oppress the people. And when the people are not satisfied, it becomes very challenging even for me, the section president, to be able to campaign that they should be re-voted into offices. Yes, errors have been made, but we can capitalize on those errors and do better. In the course of fighting, we are unable to do pure development that can render good services to our people and make them live comfortably. I will advise all the Ngie people that let us be peace abiding. Let us manifest love for one another. Let us collaborate. And so for us to succeed, we work as a team. We support the person who is in place, give him the ideas to be able to bring adequate results that we are expecting. And there will be a time the person will take off, will get out of the stage, another person comes up. We continue like that.
Mr. Section President, it is sure to say, according to you, they don't about discriminate against Ngie for inside Momo division. Anyway, wait till how you feel so discrimination inside CPDM party and inside the whole governance structure. How some small manipulation don't be done for inside Momo level for ensure say so, may they always assimilate Ngie man. When Ngie man have sense man, when Ngie man get all kind of potential, when Ngie man get therefore geographic location. There we how you feel so the small go on the go on.
In the beginning, Ngie used to be a very powerful political ground with very intellectuals, many intellectuals from Ngie. And since then, the people of Momo Division had an eye on Ngie and they were strategizing on how to press Ngie down. We know the situation of the CAF of the CPDM sections. When Momo Division was one section, we had Pa Fonocho, who was a pioneer section president. From there, Pa Musi, who was a section president. From there, we had Pa Fokim Isaiah, who was a section president. I mean, when Momo Division was one section, Pa Isaiah gave it to Asi Crispo from Batibo. Few months later, there was a CAF met by our brother, our father, former minister, Ngie Togo, who was the Secretary of State of the then education, when education was one. And he was a member of the Central Committee, and he carved Momo into 3 sections, took Njikwa as a section, took Ngie and Meta, made them a section, Batibo and Wedukuma make them a section. You can understand what was already being played there. And it's thanks to the power girl who is tired, but still working and giving us ideas on what we can do to continue the fight. The HOB Jethro and the others who fought, wrote petitions and made the administration to understand that Ngie was one constituency. And then Ngie has more villages than Ngwo, so Ngwo could not just become a section and it's given a parliamentarian. Wangi and Meta, with so many villages, were carved to one. And so Etamo, who was already in the assembly, was brought back to contest election with HOB, and HOB won to become the pioneer parliamentarian. So this thing has worked so much on the Ngie people because that calf that was made then, Mengi, being suppressed by the women majority of Mbengwi, the Meta people. If you go practically, some SDM militants used to say that the CBM have taken the Ngie people to go and make them slaves under Meta. And so Ngie cannot emerge. And of course, Ngie suffered. We suffered a lot because they blocked the Ngie people. Nobody was allowed to enter the Central Committee from Ngie. Till today, we do not have anybody in the Central Committee. The regional setup of delegation to the Central Committee, nobody from Ngie. The divisional setup, nobody from Ngie. Thanks to God that Her Excellency Maramba Acha Rosne Fomundam, Justice, in her reign, she has done a lot for the Ngie people. We must recognize the effort of others and appreciate it. Through her, we've been able to have an appointment to have a Ngie daughter into the divisional delegation of the Central Committee. At least there I can beat my chest to say that at my own time, at least something has been given to the Ngie people. Though I fight a lot of war with my people, it is because people do this out of ignorance. They don't know what is played behind the scene as politics. They just see politics, they think that it is just jumping and talking here and there. There is a lot more that people need to know.
So how if you say so all the discrimination, all the bad belly, all the kinds, how if you say they affect me, how they affect the whole play politics, and how if you say this office suffer.
If you go into all the 5 subdivisions in Momo Division, each of these subdivisions have had a member of government. Enya Togo was from Jikwa. Yonga Tegan from Bengui. Ote Emmanuel from Wedikum. Again, Amatutu Muna from Bengui. Today we have Her Excellency Minister Justice Baacha, who is from Batigo. And Ngie is still lacking. So everything that we do, people look and Ngie think that Ngie people are fighting to have a member. Yes. But people fail to understand that it must not only be a member of government. They could also appoint some sons and daughters as director of state corporation, PCA, board chairs, and all the like. It must not only be the post of the minister.
So according to you, see, there's no somebody inside party, una party where they use for ongi picking for the work against their own fellow people. So that's the division day. So that's the they exploit Ngie. So the Ngie now later election come. Say they so they cheat Ngie, run the cheat Ngie historically. So there we had this thing happen.
A lot of manipulation is also going on because these same people are using Ngie children to fight and blackmail their own brothers so that they could be taken out of the race. And when they do this, maybe because of some chicken change that has been given to them or some fake promises that have been made to them, they destroy their brothers, forgetting to know that what we are doing is for posterity. I may not be the one to benefit, but another person can benefit. Some other families will benefit from it because we worked for the success. So this is what I am telling the people to understand, that they fight and all the punches that we are receiving in Ngie is because in politics everybody wants a comfortable position and they look at Ngie as a possible surpriser, like the TSA. They say this one can be a toka that can come into a match that was not programmed. That's how they look at the Ngie people. But I will keep on telling the Ngie people that we should be more prayerful. We should work in synergy. We should preach peace and love. Build bridges, not creating gaps that will make us kill each other. This politic of hatred, blackmail, has killed and destroyed us a lot. And it is one of the causes that is retarding the development of Ngie.
So, now so honorable Siam. Ngie, ungukumama anze. You can call me Wams. Ngwezuno.